Hi there, friends. This is Kathy Crow's Cards, and today is my first day to try doing a new video live. We'll see how it works because I'm sure it'll be horrible, but it will survive, won't we? So I'm going to do this card. It's called Night Owl Thinlit. You're going to use on this. I love these thinlits. They're so cute. And the stamp set that the leaves are from has been around for a while, but it's really magnificent. It's Colorful Seasons. It has all kinds of really neat sayings in it, and I've kind of stuck the leaves on top that I'm going to be using so I can get to them. But if you go to the Shop Now button, click Colorful Seasons, you're going to find how great it is. It has a lot of stamps. And then for this background stamp, or the check, the little plaid check is so cute. We're using this buffalo check plaid. And anyway, so I'm going to turn things around and see how it goes. We might end up upside down, you know, but we'll survive it. Okay, here we go. So my workspace is probably going to look a little bit, I don't know, it's probably going to be a little difficult for you to follow, but I will get this better as I do it. This is just one of those things, sort of like anything, driving a car, playing the piano, swimming. You just have to dive in and get going, or you'll never get anywhere. So first of all, my cutting board from Stampin' Up is a great one, but my cutting blade is a little bit dull. So I am going to cut out my projects, I think, first with my old one. And oh, one thing I forgot to mention, here's my code. I'm going to have this around. If you do place an order in my store, orders under $150 or less, or if your order is $150 or more, I'm sorry, don't use this hostess code because you get extra benefits. But if you are ordering less than $150, you're not going to get any benefits anyway. And when you're my customer, I pass those savings on to you by giving you gifts and things. So please use this hostess code. Although you might not know what the benefit is of using the hostess code, believe me, I can't afford to send you things unless you use the hostess code. So there you go. That's why I set that out there. And then also the other thing that I discovered is that you cannot check out as a guest. Even if you use this hostess code, if you check out as a guest, I can't receive your address, your phone number, your name even. I don't even know who you are. So then I can't send you a free gift. And I usually send a few things. So anyway, to get those free gifts, you have to email me or message me right there on my Facebook page. Or you can email me, and there are a variety of ways you can get to me. You go to that Stampin' Up website, and it has all kinds of information. So now we're going to go ahead and get started. And I just need to cut out my paper first, and then I can move this, this thing out of the way. So our base card is out of Early Espresso, and I've already cut it. It is, you know, this is the 8.5 side, and then I just turned it, and I cut it at 5 3/4. And then if I had my handy dandy Stampin' Up one, I could use it to score because it has a scoring blade attached. And but since I'm not, I'm gonna just fake that and do that. And then we are going, oh, sorry about my clock, it does go. And since it's right at 1 o'clock, it's gonna go for a little bit. We'll bear through that too. And then the base card has got that buffalo check in pumpkin pie. And I didn't cut that, so let me just check here. That base is going to be, the plaid base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay, so 4 1/4. This is a little short of 4 1/4, but we're going to call it good. Maybe I should check my other one. It's probably closer. It is. Okay, so 4 1/4. Still not quite 4 1/4, but we're still going to make it work because that's what I have here. 5.5. And the other thing, I'm kind of in a rush, but if I was, you know, not doing this live, I would be taking a little more time there because I would want to make sure I was cutting it accurately. And they always say measure twice, right? And then this white base too for the leaves is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And it doesn't have to be exact because this card is one of those things. You don't have to be exact. This little corrugated piece, I don't think I even measured it, did I? Let me look. I think I did. Early espresso corrugated 4 by 4 1/4. Okay, I did measure it. Let's see, 4. We'll go with a 4 1/4 part here, and then 4. Now I'm gonna move this board so that we can actually function here a little bit. Get rid of my extra pieces. Okay, now I've got my desk back. That's nice. Okay, let's see how we're working. Now you can see this, I believe. And you probably can't see my instructions, but I have to have those out there or we'll really be lost. I'm gonna stick this card up here and then maybe you can kind of see what we're working towards, but I don't want to have it too close to me or I won't know what's going on at all. And let's see. We need that Stamparatus. You know, the Stamparatus is the greatest thing for repeat stamping. And I'm still learning how to use it. I know it's going to be great, but I am having a hard time just really getting accustomed to it. And shoot, I thought I was doing a live video, but I don't see it. So obviously I'm not, but anyway. Let's see, we're gonna go with our buffalo check, and we want this card here. Now the thing I found is there are all these different things you can do to buy to make this platform raise up and be nice by this hinge. The hinge is an issue, and I've got the extra plate, I have the foam mat, and I am still having issues by this hinge. And everybody says to position your card up here so you can always put it back, blah, blah, blah. And the truth is that these magnets are very heavy duty. And yes, it does sometimes shift a little bit for me, but I'm not putting it up in the corner. And I don't care that it's, because I've got to be able to get a good impression. So I'm gonna trust my magnets are gonna hold it. Now, actually, I need a bigger piece because you want, I forgot. You're gonna do this here. You know what, you're gonna want a nice big piece for that white base because you're gonna trim it anyway. So I can stick it up there because I actually am gonna stamp it down here. And this is glossy paper, and I really didn't want to use glossy paper, but that's what I had handy because I didn't have the right piece right there. So we are going to use glossy paper, and we're gonna figure out how that looks. I haven't tried it yet with this buffalo check. So if it's terrible, I'll have to go hunt. So you put your stamp where you want it, and I think we'll stick it right here. And then the other thing about these stamps, they don't always stick all that well. So I guess if I got some Burt's Bees, it would work better. And I know there's one around the house somewhere, but who knows where. So we're gonna do that. And if that doesn't work, I'll get my repositional tape out. Okay, now this one is a rubber stamp, and so my other stamp that I'm going to be using isn't. It's a photopolymer. So for the photopolymer, I would want the mat, this foam mat, but for this rubber stamp, I do not want that foam mat. It's just going to be too thick, so I moved it. The other thing I've discovered is that it's kind of nice to have a base underneath this plate when you're rubbing ink all over it, because I'm afraid I'm going to break it otherwise. You don't really have to press with the newer inks. They're pretty juicy. But this is one of the older ones with a linen. I think this is linen. I don't know. But I actually like the old ones, but the new ones are fine. But if I don't like this, I've got that Cajun Craze, and I'll try that. Oops, my little leaves are sticking to it. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna see how this works on glossy paper. And I'm gonna press all around, and then we're gonna see what it looks like. If it doesn't look good, I'll keep going. And yeah, you know, I don't really like that. It's about the same color though, so I do know I have the right color ink. I wasn't 100% sure about that either. But we're gonna just keep stamping. Now with that pumpkin pie, that one is not as juicy as the new ones. It's easy to overdo with the new ones. I do see that I've got like this weird, there must have been something on my stamp when I started, or on this pad. These pads this is an old one, so they get stuff stuck on them, but it doesn't matter because the middle part's gonna all be covered anyway. It's just that I'm sort of a fuss budget, and I'm also wanting to see how dark I can get it. I'm kind of curious how much nicer can it be? It seems like every time you push it down, it gets nicer. See what I mean? I like that better. Okay, so we're gonna put the buffalo stamp one away, and it peeled off pretty nice. It left this icky stuff all over my plate, but I'm gonna just set this aside because I'll clean this up later if I can find a spot for it. There we go. Okay, and then that's all we're gonna do with the Stamparatus. I love the Stamparatus. You can tell I just haven't used it enough yet, but it's great. It has this other plate you can stick in here, and when I really know what I'm doing, I'll probably use that other plate, but for now it just stays in its nice little bubble wrap. And I do like that it keeps the magnets underneath, because I would have lost those instantly if they didn't have a nice spot there. Now I'm going to have to get out my board again because I've got to trim this down. This one is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay, so we'll just go here for now around it, and then we'll figure out what. Okay, so 5.5 by 4 1/4. So let me see. 5.5 is there. Yeah, actually that's right as there, isn't it? 4 1/4 is going to be a little shorter, and my line was crooked there. So I think we'll even it up first of all on this side, because I like this side. I want to have the dark on this side as well. So now we'll go 4 1/4 that way. And I hope it straightens it out. Yes, it did. Very good. Okay. Wasn't sure if it would. Okay, now the problem with glossy paper is it does take a little longer to dry, so I'm trying not to get it all over my hands. And I'm going to just put my old rubber cement on here, but let's just check this really quick and see. It's way too big. What did I do? I don't even know, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to just figure out, you know what? I'm going to be able to cut off this whole part right here. My dimensions must have been on. We'll see what I end up with, because either I'm reading it wrong or I wrote it wrong. It doesn't really matter. One or the other. So it looks like I bet it should have been 3 3/4, but we're gonna go bigger just in case I'm wrong there. Okay, let's check that out and see if that looks better. That was probably gonna be too short. No, it is a little too short. It's good. Okay, so we're going to put some rubber cement, and I love rubber cement because it moves a lot, and I have a lot of it. Years ago at Tap Teal, for whatever reason, I'm sure they were told that they couldn't use in kindergarten rubber cement anymore because it does smell, and you know, I mean, we never used it with the kids. The kids never used it, but we used it to assemble all kinds of cool little projects, and they had so many cans, so a few of us took a bunch of those cans, and now I have a lot of rubber cement, and I use it, but I actually like it too. Okay, so for this base, Let's see, I hear my cat alarm out there in the outside. I'm gonna flip you up just for a minute. Out here in our beautiful garden, cats love to come and, you know, do what they do. And so I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway, my cat alarm is going off. And I don't know if that's just because a bird came by or a cat, but I don't care. Works for the cats. Keeps them out of there. So this base is, again, it's the Colorful Seasons. And we're gonna take my little white piece of paper that I have here. It looks big, doesn't it? I'm thinking I don't know what I did, but I'm thinking all of my dimensions are just a little bit off. And the thing about cards is that you need to realize that you're probably gonna, you know, change things up as you go, because you can watch a YouTube video and rewind, but when you go to do it yourself, something's probably gonna be a little different about it. So anyway, don't be afraid to change things a little bit. We've got, I'll bet this yellow is crushed curry, because for autumn, it's probably one of my favorite colors, crushed curry. So we're going to use that maple leaf, the solid maple leaf with crushed curry. And here it is. Now the photopolymer stamp sticks so good. I love those. They're really nice. But mine looks sticky, probably because I've been using these baby wipes. I'm going to get out my little Simply Chamois, because it actually cleans things much better. And I forget to use it because I'm just not used to using it. But it actually cleans a lot nicer. So we'll get that out. We'll get it dried on my pants. And then we're going to just do a crushed curry leaf right here on this Whisper White. Doesn't that look nice? Love that. And then we want to do a pumpkin pie one. That's all the crushed curry I'm going to use, just that one little bit. So we'll close that up and get our pumpkin pie back out again. Okay. And we'll do this way. Now, the other thing about the photopolymer stamps is you can see right through it. You can see right where to put it. You can also see if you haven't inked it exactly where you wanted to. I've got a little bit not there in the middle, so that's why I keep going back in. Again, my pad's a little older, so that's probably why. And I see on my original card, I kind of didn't either, and it actually looks good. I think I might have even preferred it the way kind of a mottled when it didn't ink perfectly. So again, accidents can be a really good thing. They can give you an effect that you might prefer. Then this little maple leaf's got to go on there in pumpkin pie. We'll stick it like this. And this time I only dabbed it a bit. And so you can see when I made it really strong here, solid, that's fine, but that, not quite the coverage that I got on the other one. I kind of like that too. It doesn't look bad. So you can do it whatever way. All right, so that tells me we have been going for 15 minutes, so I want to kind of speed up a little bit. Okay, so my next favorite fall color is Cajun Craze. And, oh boy, it's beautiful. And I've got white on it. Huh. Okay, so Cajun Craze for those little fine details. And this I'm going to have to get my head in here because I need to line it up really good with the stamp that's, you know, I already stamped. So if you get your head right over it, you can see exactly where you were and go right over that spot with, yeah, I missed it a little, but it doesn't matter. And I'm not even going to bother doing it with the little one, I don't think. I'm not sure if it even has a, no, the little one doesn't have the veins. But you don't really need to anyway. And if I was a fusser, I could probably, you know, I could probably have done something with that. And then I think I'm going to put, on my card, I don't have a sentiment, but for this card, I could do my thinking of you. And I think I'll put a little piece of crumb cake down here. And we're going to do this little thinking of you and look at that and see if I like that. And then I did find on, I've asked Stampin' Up! If they did any Spanish stamps. I know they used to. I think they tried it for a year. Long time ago now. And I don't know why they do French and German and everything else and not Spanish, but they don't. So Amazon has some Spanish stamps. And let's see, they've got, let's find one. Pensando en ti. I think that's thinking of you. Or close. I'm not very good with my Spanish. So we'll do Pensando en ti. See how that works. Ah, very good. Okay. So we'll probably put that on there. We'll put the Cajun Craze ink away so I don't get any more all over my hands. And then we're golden. We'll put my Pensando en ti away. Okay, so I don't lose that. They don't have a ton of Spanish stamps. I don't know why. That seems odd. And then the other thing we need is to do this corrugated backing. Years ago, I had a corrugated thing that, you know, okay, I'm going to show it to you because it was pretty cool. You just rolled it through, and I thought, well, good, I love it. It's great. It's going to work perfect. I don't need Stampin' Up's new corrugated thing, but I do because, of course, I tried it, and it was a lot better. It gives you such a much nicer ridge. Now, this ridge is going to flatten out, especially as soon as the mail goes, you know, takes it through. It's going to flatten everything out, and you won't even know that you had a nice ridge. So, I'm going to have to move my stuff because I've got to go get my Big Shot out, and I forgot to put it right by me, of course. So, excuse me while I come out of the work area a little bit and move my Big Shot in. I kind of got everything all over the place. So anyway, this is Stampin' Up's corrugated folder, and I love it. It's just so far superior, and the Big Shot's great too. So now tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I said, I probably didn't, I probably forgot. Tomorrow they're having a 15% off stamp sale on some selected stamps, not the Big Shot, and not every stamp set, but on many. So if you are going to buy anything, tomorrow is the time to do it, because I don't remember them doing a sale at this time of the year before. They might have, but I don't. This folder is a little fat, so it was a little hard to get started at first. And some people say to wet your, to wet your cardstock before you do this, but I don't find that necessary. I actually ran it through 2 times or 3 times, but I didn't need to. 2 times would have been plenty. But see how much better that is than that other one? I mean, seriously, it's far, far better. And I'll compare it again when I find that other piece. But, oh, here it is, right there. Okay, so here you go. There's that one. There's that one. It's just much fatter and deeper, and it looks a lot better on your card, and it doesn't get flattened out in the mail so much. So there you go, my plug for the corrugated card. Okay, so that piece actually, corrugated part, that was 4 by 4 1/4. That's why my base was big. I was reading, of course, the wrong size, so that's why. That one was the 4 and 4 1/4. Okay. We do need to cut out, before I put my Big Shot away, we need to cut out the Thinlit for this little owl. and this little branch. Now the branch actually is from the set that the Colorful Seasons came with. Let me go grab my Thinlit packages because they slid off my desk. So the owl is from the Night Owl Thinlits, and the branch though is from the Seasonal Layers. Now you could use the branch that's in the Night Owl. There is a branch in there, and it's okay. I don't like it as well. It's curvy. And the owl sits really nice in there. I do have to say the owl sits nice, but I don't really want my branch curving up like it does in that one. I want it to curve, you know, I mean, I want it to look like a branch that's just sticking out there. So we're just going to use the owl from that, and from the Seasonal Layering Thinlits, we're going to use the branch from that. Yeah, the Seasonal Layering has snowflakes in there, and it also has this wonderful little chair. Oh, it's cute. Okay. And you'll also see me using that fancy weeder. You kind of need it for this. Okay, so your little owl, I believe, is going to be on crushed curry. And I didn't really even cut out a piece of crushed curry. I just stuck a sheet here on my desk. So I'm going to just tear off a piece and put my little owl right on there. And we'll roll through all my cutting pads. And where's the other cutting pad? There it is. Okay, we'll cut the owl out. I'm going to see how great he looks. He's really cute. No, I don't want crushed curry on that. I did the wrong one. I don't want crushed curry there. Because actually crushed curry is going to go in the back. Let's see what this looks like. So your little weeder is really a neat tool. It makes short work of getting all those pieces out. So you might want to invest in it. But actually, that's not the color I want him. Because you can see in my card, he's totally different. He's this color, the soft suede. So we're gonna have to do it again. This is the background. I don't know what I was thinking. So here we go. We'll do him again with soft suede. And I did put him in on the end that wasn't corrugated, so don't worry, it should be fine. And then while we have our big shot right here, I'll just stick him over here. Let's cut out that branch. The branch is this piece of crumb cake, but I don't want to mess up my sayings. And I think I have another piece of crumb cake somewhere on this desk. There it is. Okay. So there's crumb cake. We'll do the branch with that. When I had the Coloring Seasons, I cut out, when I first got it, I was so excited about it. I cut out a whole bunch of pieces of those, or a whole bunch of little branches. Make sure I got him all the way. And I think I only have one left in there. I cut them out in advance. And this actually makes a nice negative space. You could use it some way. I always save all of my little pieces because you never know what you might use later. So I know everybody does that. We all have boxes and boxes of little things that we've saved that we don't want to get rid of. It's like, oh, seriously, I've got to just bite the bullet. Maybe we should all go into each other's spaces, because I bet I could throw your stuff away and you could throw my stuff away, and then we might even see things in there that we liked of each other's things too. Who knows? Okay, now this weeder, actually, if you keep doing it, it'll get it all undone really nicely. Isn't that beautiful? He's cute. And then we need the branch too. I'm going to just get rid of some of my pieces before I try to weed this one. I don't know if any of you remember in the old days there was a an election, because this is election season, so I'm kind of thinking of it. There was an election we had where a hanging chair. What? Where's my... I think I lost my branch. When I flipped it around somewhere, somehow my branch just flew out and is gone, because we cut it out, so I know it's it's somewhere, but isn't that hilarious? I'm gonna find a branch somewhere now and think, well, of course, now that I don't need it, there it is, but for now, I'll have to cut it again because I don't see it anywhere. What a joke. Yeah. Glad I have a lot of paper laying around here. Okay, so we'll do it again. This time I'll have to be a little more careful when I take it out, because I've done that before and found it later, you know. Anyway, my plates are getting a bit warped. I need to get a new one. It's pretty warped. So anyway, we'll just go ahead and try it. I might have to run this through a couple of times because my plate is so warped. Let's see. Okay, now let's see what happened. Okay, the branch is in there, just like I know it was before too, but this time I'm gonna keep it upright before I lose another one. And you know what? When this is all done, I'm gonna find that little branch and I'll have another one. So there you go. Okay, so there's my branch, and there's my little owl, and we're all set and ready to finally get everything assembled. Okay, so there's the card. Put that there. There's my card. Get my weeding thing out of the way. And to put down my corrugated piece, which is a little big, I'm going to need to trim it. I actually purposely made it a little big because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't too small. If you get stuff too small, it's hard to fix that, isn't it? And I don't want to have to do a whole new piece. There we go, that's better. Okay, you're going to need glue dots with that. The rubber cement is not going to work for this. You need something that's going to hold it well, and the bigger glue dots does that very nicely. So you just stick those on there on the back of your corrugated piece. Sometimes they stick nicer than other times. I'm going to stick this one right there. Okay. It stuck to my finger really good, but it didn't want to stick to. And I kind of want it to look like it's up, you know. I didn't want to put glue dots on it necessarily because I don't want too much height. And I'm going to put, dimensionals. I'm going to put dimensionals on the owl, and I didn't want so much height in my card that it was difficult to get in the envelope and all that. So anyway. That's why I did what I did. So now we're going to put some dimensionals on the little leaf card. There goes the clock again. So I'm new to this, folks. I'm sorry this is taking so long. It's a half hour now. And I thought, oh, this is an easy card. We'll get done with this in a very short time. Well, it is easy, but I'm not experienced enough to just fly through. Now the dimensionals actually the paper comes off a lot better than some, so I do like Stampin' Up's dimensionals. They seem to not waste as much. I don't waste as much with it either. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of stick this on the diagonal. Now when I stamped it, I think I stuck my finger on it and I smudged. So because I have that little smudge, I'm going to make my branch on this card go just a little bit higher to cover up that little smudge that I did there. And then my owl on this one, it's crushed curry, but I'm thinking I've got something else here. It looks a little different, but it's okay. I think I am going to use some rubber cement on this just for speed. It's going to be a little gooey and I'm going to have to rub it off, but it actually is not that hard to do, and it glues down really good. And like I said, it's pretty speedy. So we're going to rub him down there and let him sit for a minute, and then I'll come back and rub off the excess rubber cement. Oh, it doesn't want to stay, but he will. He will whether he wants to or not. Oh, come on, go down there. Huh, he's not. Okay, there he goes. And then I think I better use my pen to stick him down because my fingers were so sticky with my rubber cement, it wouldn't do it. And then we need to trim around him. Maybe I'll stick my branch down while I'm waiting for that to dry a bit. Now the glue dots come in these little teeny tiny glue dots too. And they are very handy for putting on a branch or anything that's got very small spaces that you want to stick. And it does stick really well, and it doesn't make such a big mess. I think with this one, I might have even just rubber cemented the one part of the branch that was going to be up there, but I've already got so much rubber cement on my hands right now. I think I'll pass on that this time. Okay, so again, putting my branch in a little bit different place so it kind of covers up my mess there. And then you're just going to cut around your owl. He's all stuck on there really good now. And I'm cutting as close as I can. In fact, so one of the nice things about having put that rubber cement on there is I can kind of even go right underneath the actual outer rim of this Thinlit and get really close there without cutting into the part that you don't want to cut. And quickly. I can do it fairly quickly, so I'm not like having to go around every single little thing, because I know so many people don't like to fussy cut at all. I don't mind it, but on a video it's real annoying to watch. Okay, so this one's gonna stick up there, and he is a little bit different color, but maybe he's been in the sun longer, I don't know. We'll just think maybe that's why he is. And I want him to be higher here, so we're gonna make sure that I put those dimensionals. Actually, 2 probably will be plenty. We'll put those right there. Okay, there he is. And then Stampin' Up! Also has this wonderful burlap ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's so pretty. Now this card is a case. I'm not sure. That just means you copy it and share it everywhere. If you're wondering, why do people say they cased a card? Well, that's what it means. Copy and share everywhere. We don't really care who gets the credit for stuff necessarily. And it's hard to even know who originally did it. This happened to be a design idea that I really liked. It was so pretty. And I'm not sure what colors that person used, but I liked the pumpkin pie and the crushed curry a lot. These little galvanized buttons you can get at Stampin' Up! Too. They're fairly flat, so it's going to go through my the card just, it's going to mail just fine. I do take, if it's got something that's really bumpy, like this button with that ribbon is still going to be kind of bumpy. I do put a piece of, like, just one little square of bubble wrap, the teeny tiny bubble wrap, over the top of my card and mail it. So I'm just putting this little, this is crushed curry twine. It's actually in the clearance rack at Stampin' Up! Right now, in the center of that galvanized button. And I'm going to need my big heavier duty dot, little glue dot, to get this to stick. And I kind of had to roll it to get it to stick too. And I'm just going to put it on top of the burlap, and I'm folding the burlap to kind of look, I don't know, sort of in the pink ribbon, breast awareness pink ribbon style. And then we're gonna stick that right on the card, and then I'll trim it to the size I want. But I think I need another glue dot. It's still not quite holding the way I want it to. And I want it to look like it's being held by that button. So there we go. Okay, now I get to trim it. And I think I'm gonna trim this one. No, I think we'll trim this one this way. And we'll trim this one this way. And we are done. All right, so I'm finally finished. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm gonna do a live Facebook card every week. I'll try to do it at 1, and next time maybe I'll be faster.